Hola, muy buenas a todos, ¿cómo están? Chicos, estamos en un nuevo video sobre el Stanley, sobre el de la oficina. Si no han visto el primer video, pueden ir al enlace que les dejé ahí abajo y también de una vez se suscriben al canal. Y si quieren comenten, denle un me gusta, muy chévere, que les gustaría que subiera más, que videojuegos, qué cosas. Comenten. Y denle me gusta y suscríbanse a mi canal. Importante eso para que suba muchas más cosas y muchos más juegos que quieren que suban. Eh, y ustedes son la audiencia y ustedes son los que normalmente quieren o tienen la razón. Así que vamos con toda y con el segundo capítulo sobre este gran juego de Stanley, sobre las oficinas y todo eso, y sobre una realidad mental bien tremenda y algo que le está diciendo a uno todo que tiene que hacer y esas cosas. Bueno, vamos. Oh, weón. Una casa. Peligro, esto es como rojito, pero este botón no se puede apagar o algo así. Mi contra está. ¿Esto qué es? ¿Vida? No sé. Por aquí a ver qué. Chicos. Si les gustaría que grabara en vivos o algo así, comenten, solamente comenten. Bajemos por aquí a ver qué pasa. No sé, como peligroso, pero vamos a ver qué. No sé, no tiene nada de raro. Vamos, sigamos. Uy, esta vaina tiene algo de raro. Esto sí tiene algo de raro. Pero no es nada raro. No tiene esta verdad. Un botón morado, yo no sé. Ni idea. Presionamos este. 5. 5, esto que se tiene. 5. No pasa nada.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Off, apagado o prender. Lo prendemos o lo apagamos. Lo prendemos o lo apagamos. Lo prendemos o lo apagamos. A la chimba, dice que tiene que arreglar todo. Prendémoslo a esta.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say
2 minutos.
Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless, to see you made humble. This is not a challenge, it's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Güey, puta, si está yo esa vaina. Yo te lo juro que pensé que no iba a pasar nada, como que nos estaba troleando o algo así. Pero no, nos puso otra vez a... Por ahí no, mejor si toca desde el principio. Uy, desde el principio, no jodas. Prácticamente esto es un juego también de memoria, toca estar haciendo.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Toca prácticamente como ganarle al sistema o algo así, a mí se me hace.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might come to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Sí, pero ¿qué pasó? Ya no se hace lo mismo. A ver, pero vamos a darle en apagar, no la apagado, no la vamos a encender. De verdad, no creo que nos... Creo que le vamos a dar en apagado. Otra vez, chicos, le vamos a dar, pero en apagado, en apagado. A ver qué pasa. A ver qué pasa.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Que nos controle, si no, nos vamos a estallar como la otra vez, marica. Ahora apagado, a ver qué pasa.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
¿Qué es? Está muy loco.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
¿Qué?
This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
¿Eso era al final del juego? No, qué curada. Pero pues, o sea, hay muchas... Se trata de hacer todos los logros, ahí se completa el juego, se acaba muy rápido. Pero pues
All of
toca
his
hacer todas las
co-workers were
cosas, todos sus
gone.
compañeros,
What
vamos.
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Prácticamente ahí se completa el juego, se completa el juego, o sea, es prácticamente es corto, pero quedan, como él dijo, quedan muchas cosas, como que, o sea, toca ir a buscar las respuestas de por qué se fueron los compañeros, por qué está así, por qué hay una voz interna que nos habla, si me voy a entender, son esas cosas que tienen que haber. Déjenme en sus comentarios y suscríbanse en el canal, denle me gusta si les gustó el gameplay en el juego. Descarguen, está muy chévere. Temporalmente este juego está en Steam, vayan y jueguenlo. En Steam no, sino en Epic Games, qué pena. Y jueguenlo si quiere y todo. Síganme en mi canal para que vean más videos míos, denle a la campanita y así todos los videos que subiré van a ver, los subiré todos los días.
Stanley
Videos
stood for a
solamente
long time in one
tienen
spot.
que
It's part of the
comentar
game. He
qué
likes
les
to
gusta,
see
qué les
how long he
gustaría
can
ver
go without dying. So
y
far,
dale,
he's
chao
doing
chao, todo
excellent.
copas, todo
And if he
bien.
just stays right where he is, I'm sure he'll keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work.